Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Ameen. It's chapter 3 and we are going to take a start from textbook page number 56 and 57, that is about stomata and starch. Before going to this topic, revise the previous topic. Yesterday lesson was about photosynthesis. The word photosynthesis is a combination of two words, light and synthesis. Photo and synthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means putting together. When two things are put together in the presence of light, the process is called photosynthesis. And this process of photosynthesis is carried out inside the leaves of the plant. And the ingredients for the photosynthesis are carbon dioxide gas and water. When these two things are combined together in the presence of sunlight, a food, that is glucose or sugar, is made by the plant and oxygen gas is given out. Okay, so the condition for this process is sunlight and chlorophyll. Look here at the process. In this process, a leaf is absorbing or trapping the sunlight due to the chlorophyll that is present inside the leaves. Chlorophyll is a green pigment that is present inside the leaves. So whenever light falls on the leaf, chlorophyll traps it for the plant. Okay, so in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, carbon dioxide gas enters the leaf, water enters the leaf from the roots. Both these two things are mixed together inside the leaves in the presence of light, okay, and chlorophyll. And what is made? Carbon dioxide gas, carbohydrates are made, that is the food of the plant, and at the same time oxygen is given out. Okay, now look at the word equation. Here the carbon dioxide gas is added with water in the presence of light and chlorophyll, and what is made? Sugar and oxygen. Why leaves are green? I told you that leaves are green due to the green pigment called chlorophyll. And where it is present? Inside the chloroplast. Look here, in these chloroplast, a green pigment chlorophyll is present. Okay, and chlorophyll is of green color, right? Now what is the function of this chlorophyll? It traps the sunlight. Chlorophyll traps the sunlight, so it's a thing that traps the sun energy for the plant. Now again look at the process. Here the sunlight enters the leaf, carbon dioxide gas from the air enters the leaf, water enters the roots of the plant, and it goes inside the leaves. When photosynthesis takes place, oxygen gas is given out and food is made inside the leaves of the plant. Now we are going to take a start from today's lesson. Here it's page number 56. I will explain you this page through a slide, but first of all look at the try it out. Here in the try it out, the question is that non-green leaves are able to make the food or to carry out the photosynthesis. The question is that some of the plants you have observed in your surrounding, that they don't have green leaves, they have purple color or orange color leaves. Now these leaves can carry out, whether they carry out the photosynthesis or not. Okay, the answer is the photosynthesis is a very much important process that is carried out in these plants as well. How? Because they have chlorophyll inside them. But why they are in purple color? Because the purple color pigment is prominent in those plants. Okay, the answer is the other color, that is of purple or orange, is prominent in these plants, but they have chlorophyll, so they can carry out the photosynthesis. In these next lines, here it is explained that what is stomata. So we will see that stomata is a tiny opening that is present on the underside of the leaf. Let me explain it through the slide. What is stomata? Stomata is the tiny opening that is present on the underside of the leaf. Look here in the picture. In this stomata, when it opens and it opens, carbon dioxide gas enters the leaf, oxygen goes out. Similarly, carbon dioxide goes out, oxygen goes out, carbon dioxide gas enters, and water also leaves the plant through this same opening. And this opening is closed, this stomata is open and closed automatically. Okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the ability to the plant to close and open this stomata like this. When the stomata is open, carbon dioxide gas enters and oxygen leaves. At the same time, some molecules of water are also released. Okay, when you sit near the plants or near the tree, you feel cool. Why? Because of these water vapors that are released by the plant. Okay, so the plants also keeps the environment cool. That's why we are requested to plant the tree. Now here, see that carbon dioxide gas from the air enters the leaf through the stomata. Carbon dioxide gas is used for photosynthesis, and oxygen is produced during the process of photosynthesis, and it is released outside in the air through stomata. Now the excess oxygen that is produced while the process of photosynthesis is released through stomata. Okay, so plants lose water in the form of water vapors as well. So what are the three important points? That carbon dioxide gas from the air enters the leaf through stomata and it is used up for photosynthesis. The oxygen gas is produced during photosynthesis and it is released outside in the air through stomata. So these are the two functions, and the third function of stomata is that water vapors are also released through stomata. Now what is starch? I told you that food made by the plant is sugar. Look here in this equation, the food of the plant is sugar. Now a plant has thousands of leaves over it. So all the leaves are carrying out the process of photosynthesis. So a lot of food is prepared daily inside the plant. Okay, and all the food is not used up by the plant. Most of the food is left over. So what do plants do with this extra food? Do they have any storage refrigerator? Do they have any refrigerator to store it? No, they don't have any refrigerator. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them the ability to store this extra food in some parts. Okay, I will discuss it in my next slide. But first of all, what is starch? The food that was made by the plant was in the form of sugar. Okay, so when the plant used this sugar, the leftover sugar, that is an excess amount that is not used by the plant, this extra sugar is converted or is changed into starch. Okay, plants change this sugar into starch and then they store this starch in different parts of the plant. Now the question, in which part? Look here in the slide. Here you can see banana, you can see the carrot, radish, and the carrot, and then the rice. Okay, these three things are shown in the picture. Now the food that is not used by the plant is stored in different parts of the plant. Like sometimes plant store extra food inside its root, like in the case of carrot and radish. Similarly, some plants store their food inside their fruits, like banana, oranges, watermelon, melon, strawberries, all the fruits that you eat. Extra food made by the plant is stored in their fruits. Sometimes plants store their extra food inside their stem and we use that stem as a food. Like you eat sugarcane, you eat potatoes that are stem. Similarly, you eat ginger, that is a stem. So some plants store their food inside their stem. Similarly, onion is also an stem. Onion is also a stem. So onion, ginger, potatoes, all these are stem, and sugarcane. So sometimes plants store their extra food inside their stem and that stems are used by human beings and by animals. Similarly, some plants store their extra food inside their seeds. Look here at the rice. Similarly, we eat grains, we eat beans, etc. We eat nuts. All the extra food in that cases is stored in the seeds of the plant. So I'm going to revise the interesting facts that plants are only living things on the earth that do not depend on other living things for food. That's why we call them producers. Leaves on the trees are uncountable. We cannot count them. So, a lot of food is made daily, and extra food is stored by the plants in the form of starch. Plants store this extra food in the form of starch. First, they change the food into starch and then they store it in different parts. So, beside that, what is the function of the sun? Sun has a basic source of energy for the plant. If there will be no sun, there will be no photosynthesis, because sun is the basic source of energy for the plant. If there will be no sunlight, chlorophyll will not trap the sunlight, then photosynthesis process will not take place inside the plant. And when there will be no photosynthesis, plants will die. When plants will die, the animals and humans that depend on the plant will also die with some after some time. Okay, now look here at this food chain. In this food chain, you can see that there is a sun who is providing light energy to the plant, and this plant is making food for so many living things. Look at this food chain. This grasshopper is eating the getting its food from the grass directly, but this frog is eating the grasshopper, so it this frog is also getting its energy from the grasshopper, and grasshopper is getting its energy from the plant, and plant is getting its energy from sun. When there will be no sun, when there will be no sun, grasshoppers will die. When grasshoppers will not be there, with the passage of time, frogs will not get their food. They will also start dying, and with the passage of time, the animals that depend on the frog for their food will also start dying, and in turn, at last, all the life on the earth will die, will finish. So, sun is a very important thing and the basic source of energy. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "If any Muslim plant any plant and human beings on an animal eats of it, he will be rewarded as if he had given that much in charity." So, beta, it means that we should plant trees in our surrounding. We should make our earth green. If there will be more plants on our earth, then our earth will be supplied with a lot of oxygen. Similarly, at the same time, plants will provide food to so many living things, and it will be a reward for that human being who planted that tree. So, promise that in future you will plant a tree in these vacations, and now you are staying at home, you have to plant a tree in your surrounding, because it's a great sadka jariya, it's a great charity. Okay, now it's your homework. It's question 5 and question 6, and these two questions are about stomata and starch. Do it in your neat notebook, these two short questions neatly. Now recite to us, Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.